Moving on from question 6, we've got question 7 of logical reasoning drill set number 7 over at lawhub.lsac.org. As always, we've got our highlight tool ready to go, and we're going to read the question stem first to identify what the exact task is that we are being asked to accomplish. So number 7 stem reads, the principle underlying which one of the following is most similar to the principle underlying the argument above. So we're just saying principle most similar to the principle underlying the argument. So here is kind of a variation on our parallel reasoning structures. So we're going to have to read the paragraph on the left-hand side, identify the conclusion, and if we've got a somewhat complex argument structure, we might use the different colored highlight tools to differentiate the pieces of that argument. Then we're going to have to look in the answer choices to find which of them matches that structure broadly from a principle perspective. So we begin reading at the top. Candidates running for office should pay close attention to voter survey results because either the surveys are well constructed, in which case candidates can learn about the populations they wish to represent, or the surveys are not well constructed, in which case candidates can learn about the flaws in the survey procedure. So we should be able to recognize the conclusion as this opening statement that includes that verb of should that indicates a recommendation, and a recommendation is usually going to be your main conclusion. But it is a little bit convoluted, so let's highlight the individual component pieces of the argument as well. And we learn that either the surveys are well constructed, in which case candidates can learn about the populations they wish to represent, or alternatively, the surveys are not well constructed, in which case the candidates can learn about flaws in the survey procedure. So we've got a conclusion that is presented, and then we've got two possible outcomes, basically the affirmative and the negative, and each of them provides valuable information. So now we're going to go to our answer choices, and we can conscientiously use our highlight tool to find which part of these answer choices might not match one of the pink, yellow, or orange statements on the left. So starting with choice A, cosmetologists should pay close attention to feedback given by consumers. Okay, that part seems okay. Because whether the feedback given is positive or it is negative, well, we've got two different outcomes, and we just get one outcome from positive or negative with choice A's structure, and that's not going to match the given argument, so we can eliminate choice A for that reason, hopefully almost immediately. Then choice B, research scientists should pay close attention to mixed experimental results. Okay, mixed results. Well, we're being talking about just survey results overall. So this qualifier of mixed is already seemingly a little bit dubious, but we'll continue on because the cause will be either that the reasoning they used to arrive at their hypothesis is incorrect, or that an assumption they make in their reasoning is incorrect. Well, this idea of two things being incorrect is also just not matching the structure of the given argument. So hopefully between the idea of it being mixed experimental results, in which case we care about the results, and those results having one implication and both of them being incorrect, there are a few reasons we should be able to eliminate B at this point. So we'll just scroll on down to frame up the remaining answer choices, keeping that highlight tool ready to go. And choice C states, employees seeking promotions should pay close attention to their supervisor's comments. Again, we've got something that matches that opening clause of the paragraph on the left-hand side. Because either their supervisor is unhelpful, in which case the employees can learn about difficulties in the workplace. Well, that really matches this yellow highlight quite nicely, I would say. We've got one outcome that it didn't basically help in the way that we thought, but you do learn something still. Or the supervisor is helpful, which would be the alternative, in which case you learn something completely different. So C, we should kind of identify through our multicolor highlights, hopefully matches almost directly based on principles, the argument on the left. Now we're going to go through the remaining answer choices looking for reasons to eliminate potentially more briskly. Students trying to pass a class generally pay close attention to their professor's comments. Well, there's no recommendation here at all. So now that we like C, we'll just get rid of D immediately. This is a way you can expedite your evaluation. And then choice E, artists seeking national exposure should pay close attention to published criticism. Okay, so that does match our pink introductory conclusion, because a critic either misunderstands an artist's work, in which case the artist can shrug it off, or the critic understands the work, in which case either a positive or a negative review. Well, we don't want two different reviews here. So that's going to give us our reason to eliminate choice E. Again, you may have selected choice C on an actual practice exam or official exam a little while ago.